The Knicks edge out the Indiana Pacers, and I'm here to break it all down. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel from Knicks Digest. The Knicks just won a nail-biter by the score of 130 to 121, and the takeaways I had for this game are just all over the place. First and foremost, what is going on with all the injuries? Jalen Brunson goes down with some sore foot that Chris Haynes reported. But if you watch the replay, it looks like he pretty much just got hit in the balls. And now we're not even sure if he's going to play. I believe the next game is on Thursday or Friday. On top of that, before the game, the report came out that Mitchell Robinson is going to be out for the rest of the playoffs. OG Anunoby went out with a sore hamstring. What is going on with these Knicks? We were able to edge out the win tonight, but if I'm being honest with you guys, I am very, very worried moving forward. We just don't have the bodies. The bodies that we have on the court, they're not able to stay upright. And I don't know what's going on, man. Something in the water. But also, before I break down the actual stats for all the players, the Indiana Pacers, man, you guys should be embarrassed. You guys should absolutely have won this game with Jalen Brunson playing hurt, with Mitchell Robinson being out for the rest of the playoffs, with OG Anunoby messing up his hamstring. There is no excuse as to why the Indiana Pacers lost this game. And on top of that, let me throw in the decision of Rick Carlisle to not play TJ McConnell again down the stretch. TJ McConnell, you can say that has been doing the best job on Jalen Brunson defensively. Yeah, Jalen Brunson has had some plays where he caught N1s on TJ McConnell, and that seemed to really get him going and get the crowd going. But TJ McConnell, man, he's just being a pest. He's just making sure that whatever Jalen Brunson likes to do is being interrupted. He's just disrupting his flow. He's in his shirt. And you can see how Jalen Brunson is annoyed. He's just annoyed whenever TJ McConnell is defending him. And TJ McConnell's doing a pretty good job. Like Rick Carlisle, I don't know why he didn't play TJ McConnell in Game 1 and in Game 2 going down the stretch. But this is not a Pacer YouTube channel. Of course, this is a Knick YouTube channel, baby. So let's get back to the Knicks. OG Anunoby, man, before the injury, which is hopefully is not as serious as I think it is, OG Anunoby came up huge with 28 points, 4 of 7 from three-point land, 10 of 19 from the field. And I'm just really worried because when Jalen Brunson went out with that right foot injury or whatever it was, it really felt like OG Anunoby, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart, they really picked up the slack for Jalen Brunson. But OG Anunoby, man, just the more and more I see him play, like he just keeps impressing me with his abilities and his skills, the three-point, the putting the ball on the floor. We all know that he's a defensive wizard. But I said in the previous videos that since Bogdanovich went out with that ankle surgery, that Deuce and OG Anunoby are the two players that I'm going to be keeping my eye on. And I said that from here on out, which might have been, which was the day after Bogdanovich was ruled out for the rest of the playoffs, I said that OG Anunoby has to get anywhere between 15 to 20 points a night in order for the Knicks to be successful in this playoff run. And tonight, he just outdid himself with 28 points. I originally said 15 to 25, but seeing how OG Anunoby is the best perimeter defender and he's going to be put on the best offensive player on the opposing team, it's really going to take a lot of energy from him. He's just going to be exerting too much energy. So I just wanted to be a little fair, so I brought it down to 20. But 28 points, man, we need that from OG Anunoby, and it's just sad that we're not going to be able to see it. I think more than likely he's out for the next game, for the next 2 games. As far as like how deep we go into the playoffs, hopefully we get him back by next round. Hopefully this sore hamstring is not crazy, because if he's able to have outputs like this, 28 points, 407 from three-point land, while being the best defender, like we could go really, really far in the playoffs. Another huge piece of tonight's win, you got to give it up for Isaiah Hartenstein, man. Isaiah Hartenstein, I've said time and time again, him being your starting center when he took over from Mitchell Robinson, when he went out with that ankle injury, originally back in December, when he missed from December all the way up until I believe like maybe middle of March, Isaiah Hartenstein was replaced as the starting big. Hartenstein has so much to his game, man. He has the offensive ability and capability to put the ball in the bucket. But then he has these moments where he's giving backdoor passes. He's creating plays for others. Tonight, he flirted with a triple-double. He had 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. And I feel like those 8 assists were all backdoors. They were just perfectly passes that Hartenstein gave from the top of the key, from the top of the free throw line. He ended the game 5 of 7 from the field. He hit all 4 of his free throws, which I'm super impressed because Hartenstein, I feel like, is always 50% from the line. So Hartenstein definitely gets an MVP nod for me. Jalen Brunson, I mean, just our Superman of the team, ended the game with 29 points. I mean, he didn't play for a lot of the first half, and I believe in the third quarter is where he got most of his points. And this is where I keep saying, the Indiana Pacers, you guys should be embarrassed. You guys saw that there was blood in the water. Brunson was out. Anunoby was out. Mitchell Robinson, the report before the game was out. Like, I don't know why you guys didn't come out with a different game plan. I don't know why you guys weren't ultra aggressive. If that was me in that spot, I would have been going crazy. I would have been rallying my teammates, telling them that they have nobody on the court, that we should be able to win this game. But they didn't take advantage of it. But Jalen Brunson, man, it looks like he gutted it out after the game, the post-game interview he had with Chris Haynes. Chris Haynes asked him if he's going to be able to play on Thursday or Friday, whenever the next game is. And Brunson kind of gave like not really a definitive answer. So maybe he's playing through adrenaline right now. And hopefully tomorrow when he wakes up, that foot is not going to be super sore. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if the reports tomorrow that come out aren't that bad. Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart is continuing his rebounding wizardry. I don't know what has gone into Josh Hart, but tonight ended the game with 19 points, 15 rebounds, 13 of them coming on the defensive end. Josh Hart, man, he's the heart and soul of this team. The Villanova connection between Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo just absolutely pulled us through. And Dante DiVincenzo, just like OG tonight, had 28 points, 10 of 20 from the field, 6 of 12 from three-point land, 50% from three-point land. If Dante DiVincenzo could keep it consistently with 50% from three-point land, just like I said about OG, with him having 28 points, if we get this kind of output from OG, if we get this kind of output from Dante DiVincenzo, we could really go far in the playoffs. But of course, OG now is going to be out. I don't know for how long. So now the offensive responsibilities, I mean, Brunson already had a lot of offensive responsibilities, but now it's going to be a little bit more intensified with Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo. Dante's had a good series so far, the first 2 games. We can't have him have a lull. In the game 3, in game 4, game 5, however long the series goes, we can't have Dante go from 28 points tonight to 13 points in game 3 to 14 points in game 3. Dante DiVincenzo needs to be able to help Jalen Brunson out and also Josh Hart out. And we're going to need the consistent play, the consistent output of the Villanova connection. And seeing how all of the bodies that we have are just not available, Coach Tibbs played Alec Burks tonight. Alec Burks, even though he only played 1 minute, it looks like Alec Burks is going to be part of the rotation moving forward. Precious Achiuwa got most of the minutes with the news of Mitchell Robinson being out. He played 28 minutes. He had 8 points. 4 or 5 from the field. He had 5 rebounds. You know how I feel about Precious. He just makes some super boneheaded plays, just really bad fouls. But then he has these moments where he's actually catching the pass in the dunker spot and actually putting the ball in the bucket. Precious is just very up and down for me, man. But I get it. We don't have bodies available to us, so Coach Tibbs needs to use his bench. He needs to go deep into his bench, a la Alec Burks. Deuce, man, I can't not mention Deuce tonight. Tonight, Deuce got 20 minutes. He only had 4 points, 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from three-point land. We were able to get away with this win tonight. But Deuce, you got to play better, man. I said in the previous video that there can't be no ifs, ands, or maybes. Deuce, you have to be able to produce. Whenever you're in the game, you have to be able to end the game with anywhere between 10 to 18 points. And tonight, ending with 4 points, you did okay. You did an okay job just like running the offense while Brunson was out. But when Brunson was out, Dante was the one picking up the slack. OG Anunoby was really the one picking up the slack. Josh Hart as well. Isaiah Hartenstein. Deuce, you weren't really a part of that. And that's where we need you to pick it up. We need you to pick up your offensive output. And we need your help because Brunson moving forward, it looks like he might not be 100% depending on how his foot is. So if Brunson's not 100%, the collection of Hart, Deuce McBride, DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein, OG Anunoby's not going to be out. Oh, man, just moving forward, man. This is what I said in the beginning of the video. It just doesn't look good. If Brunson moving forward is not going to be 100%, we got the Villanova connection of Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo. We can always rely on that. Hartenstein is going to be able to add some offensive points to the board. And Anunoby is going to be out. Deuce, oh man, those four. And Coach Tibbs is going to have to play them like 40 plus minutes. Josh Hart again tonight played all 48 minutes. Dante DiVincenzo played 44 minutes. Brunson, the only reason why he was at 32 minutes was because of that injury. He missed most of the second quarter, and then he started the third quarter. So that's the only reason why. If that injury didn't happen, I'm sure it would have been 44 to 48 minutes. Hartenstein played 40 minutes. OG Anunoby played 28 minutes, and if it wasn't for his injury, it would have been 40 to 44 minutes. So I'm just saying, Hartenstein, Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo, they're going to be 40 minutes from here on out, which is scary because even with Brunson's injury now, if he's playing crazy minutes, that injury is just, it might even get worse. But now looking at the bench, Precious, Deuce, and Alec Burks, it looks like, oh my God, man, I just don't like our bench. Precious, Deuce, and Alec Burks. Alec Burks, man, like you're going to have to really come up big. Like Tibbs is going to use you in game 3, and we need you to be more consistent with your jump shot. We need you to hit your shots. But all in all, getting game 2 was a really big win, especially with Jalen Brunson's injury. And with those minutes that Jalen Brunson was out, the play of OJ and Anunoby, it just sucks that he's going to be out for a guaranteed next game, depending on what the report says. I think guaranteed next 2 games, to be honest. But if OG kept playing, now he's in such a great offensive rhythm. Mitchell Robinson is out. Brunson it looks like he's just going to be playing through injury now. Man, it's just looking forward, man. I just keep saying it. It's just like, I'm glad we got this win, but like now I don't know how Coach Tibbs is going to stagger the minutes, if he's going to stagger the minutes. Our bench is so weak. We're relying on Precious, Achua, and Alec Burks. Deuce is already part of the rotation, basically, so Deuce, and I know he could produce. It's just he just has to pick it up. But Precious and Alec Burks, man, going up against the Indiana Pacers starting 5. So we'll see what happens in game 3. We're going to Indiana. We know that's going to be a hostile environment. If Jalen Brunson, if he's a go, we're going to need a really big game from Jalen Brunson just to help us get us through especially the first quarter. The first quarter, the crowd's going to be crazy in Indiana. You know the players are going to be feeding off that energy. So Jalen Brunson, we're really going to need you to put the captain cape on and just help us weather the storm of the Indiana Pacers, because you know they're going to be coming out with tons of energy. But guys, I want to say thank you for checking out this video. Today's game was absolutely crazy with all the referee calls, with all the injuries. That Isaiah Hartenstein double dribble call was absolute blasphemy. Like, the ref literally called a double dribble when Isaiah Hartenstein, his other hand did not touch the basketball. Like, sometimes these refs, I don't know what they're doing, but they ended up switching the call, so it went back to us, so that's fine. But game 3, going back to Indiana, guys. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the Knicks can come out of Indiana up 3-0? Do you guys think it could be a sweep? Or do you guys think we're coming back to New York tied up 2-2? But until next time, guys, thank you for checking out this video. You know the drill. You know the vibes. Jalen Brunson for all the MVPs. Taj Gibson for president, wherever you are. Deuce is loose. We need you to pick it up, baby. We need you to pick up your play. If you pick up your play, we're going to be able to go far in this playoffs. But until next time, I'll check you on the next video. Peace.